on YouTube.
Need to refresh this.
On YouTube. Knew it. There we are. Okay, I think we are live. Let me get some more folks in from the waiting room. There we go. All right. Well, welcome everybody to Mappy Hour. This is our happy hour for those of us who love maps, also known as geocachers. So cheers, everybody. We have made it to another Friday. Grab my drink here, put it out of reach.
Party foul.
Yeah, no kidding. Cheers. Well, I am Lisa. Excuse me, look out, Lisa. One of your hosts tonight for Mappy Hour. So, other host.
I am JD Kid Vegas 19.
Yeah, well, welcome everybody. So, those of you in the chat, feel free to put in where you are joining us from. We'd love to see that, of course. Let me get rid of some of these messages. Good grief. All right, so I can actually see stuff. So yeah, I see we've got folks joining us from Virginia. My goodness, very chilly. Ooh, 60 degrees in Colorado. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Michigan, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, Pennsylvania. Awesome. Spokane. Hey there, North Spokane, Northwest Spokane.
Or it's 40 degrees.
Yeah. We're at 44 actually here. It was warmer today. It was actually not too bad for a few hours, although it wasn't sunny. It was kind of blah. And Washington, Seabeck is very wet today. Well, yeah, you
Isn't
are on the
that
wet side.
always very wet?
Yeah, not always, but it's nice. So cool. Well, thank you for letting us know we all are from. It's a location-based game, so I always want to know.
So maybe next time we should just put in our coordinates.
Yeah, oh, well, no, that's a little too much detail.
Hey,
A city's good. Yeah.
put in the coordinates to your city center.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, City Hall. Yeah. Like when you say navigate to the city, it takes you to their City Hall. We have to remember to turn it off once you actually get close enough to that city. You're going on a long distance trip.
Don't ask us how we know.
Yeah. Yes, we do know. So Mike says it's a cheerful 12 there. Hey,
Ooh,
we'll go.
ooh,
It sounds cold, but go 12s. Uh,
yeah.
and up to 20 today for Uncle Casher. Awesome. Good to see you too. So tonight's topic is all about the latest cache hider theme, which is hidden in plain sight, the urban edition, as they call it. And so I thought, since that's just kicking off, basically, it'll be now, they're calling it the first quarter, but they just gave us this information, so we all lost a month there.
No, it was a while ago.
Guess it was,
It was
but
I remember seeing it right around the beginning of the month.
oh, did they? Okay.
Thinking, well, why do I have to wait till so long?
Okay. Maybe it's just because I just read that email. Maybe I might have, I like get 1,000 emails a day. Can't quite get them all. So, yeah, so I thought that might make a great topic. We have between now and the end of March, so the first quarter, calendar quarter, to hide, if we want to hide a urban, um, found in hidden in plain sight sort of cache. So, but before we do that, we do have notes from the field. We'd love to know what sort of activities geocaching that you all have been up to, and or maybe what your plans are coming up. Like there's a mega this weekend, I believe, down in Yuma area. Unfortunately, we're not going this year or giving another break, but maybe we'll be back next year. We'll see. But before we do that, we do have a few ground rules just to keep everything moving along smoothly. As you know, please keep yourself on mute if you are here in the Zoom room. And unless you'd like to join in the conversation, just raise your hand. And if you have an answer to somebody's question or add on to the current discussion, just wave at us and we'll call you out of order if that seems, if that works out. And if you're watching us on YouTube,
Like
hello.
Mr. Geocaching
Yeah.
and J. Albert 2682.
Excellent. Well, hey guys, Mr. Geocaching. I love that. And Jay Albert, good to see you guys. So yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube there, just go ahead and type into the comments and Kid Vegas 19 will bring your comments into the conversation for us there. And really loving the YouTube since we switched to that about a year or two ago.
Has it been that long already?
I think
Wow.
so, yeah. So it's been working out so much better than a stupid Facebook, or it just Facebook just hasn't been agreeing with working with what I have here. Although I can use it for my other apps, just not Zoom.
Hmm.
I don't know what that's about. But anyway, and also they do keep them in YouTube, where Facebook is now deleting any lives after 30 days. So that works out much better. So of course, keep everything family friendly. Treat this like you would any other geocaching event. And those are really the basics, I think. So,
I think what we should do now is we should not tell them, but longtime participants
mhm.
of Mappy Hour will just randomly call on them to give us the ground rules.
Oh,
Yeah. See if anybody's paying attention.
that way. Oh, as long as they're correct. Yeah, we do have the veto vote if ground rules, wander off a little bit. That's a great idea. So stay tuned in 2 weeks when we come back. You just might be called upon. I love it. So let's go ahead and jump into notes from the field. You all get 2 minutes to share. And that way we can, everybody gets a chance to share and then we can move on into our topic. So I think we have Robert first, and then Melissa, and then Vince.
All right. Well, I've been still sidelined with a recovery from a shoulder dislocation. So I've mostly been working on my computer to look at past megas that I've been to and check challenge caches that I've signed and see if I qualify for them. So then I can add them to the find column. Um, been checking on caches nearby to me that I can walk to as much as I can. I've just trying to been warding off cabin fever as much as I can, but you only do what you can do. And now I've had to join the Seahawks bandwagon after the Broncos got taken out by Mother Nature this last Sunday. So go
Yeah.
Seahawks.
That was crazy.
It was, yeah. We really wanted to have a Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl, so we're sorry about that. But welcome to
Yeah,
the
Mother
team.
Nature didn't agree.
No, that's for sure. All right. Well, I'm glad you're
Yeah.
on the mend, and hopefully you'll be fully recovered soon.
Yeah, quick question. When are you going to be recovered? When can you go out?
It's 2 months full recovery. If you don't require surgery, if you require surgery, I did an MRI last Friday, and then I see the surgeon on Thursday, so we'll see if I require surgery. If I require surgery, it'll be a longer recovery. So I'm hoping not, because that's coming into February, March, and April when the biggest Colorado
Yeah.
normal events take off, like winging it and spring flings. So I'm hoping not to be sidelined at home and being able to attend those
Yeah,
events.
no kidding.
Because
Yeah, sure.
this shoulder already cost me one event for the Happy New Year event on December 31st. So I'm
Hmm.
really wanting to get back up and hitting the trail and have some geocaching events.
Okay. I don't know if I asked you before, but did you just try rubbing some dirt on it? I think that would work.
No, I kind of saw the videos on YouTube on how to pop it back in, but I decided to let the doctors do it and not do it myself. But I did get a new Earth cache published in a park near to my house, so I was excited about that. It's again on our Morton Genesis rock that I found. And yeah, I then scheduled one new event for in March for me to host. And so it's going to be Stair Surfing 101, what not to do.
Ah, I love it. Well, great. Well, at least you're staying busy for sure.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
good.
Trying to.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Cabin
Well,
fever
thanks.
loves to rear its head.
I know the feeling. Yeah, I actually, silly thing, I stubbed one of my toes right before Christmas, and I could barely walk for like what, 10 days? Yeah, it was
Ouch.
just the middle toe on one foot. It was just a silly thing.
Well, at least it was a toe for you and not a whole shoulder being popped out of its joint.
Exactly. Yeah, it really
My
wasn't
shoulder
that
didn't
bad.
want to be part of the socket community anymore.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh,
Oh, well.
goodness. Well, thanks for sharing. Yeah. All right, we've got Melissa next.
Hello. Well, um, I had my scheduled halfway to Bash event last Saturday, and a few days before, I was basically the only person who was going to attend, but we had a storm approaching,
Yeah.
the one that brought us 14 inches. But as the day approached, I actually ended up with 12 people there who
Wow.
braved the like 10-degree weather outside. I was inside, but it was 10 degrees out and this storm was coming for us. So I was thrilled. The snow didn't actually start till after midnight, and mine was late, well, 4 to 5 event. So we were safe,
Good.
but yeah, so we were snowed in for a couple of days with 14 inches and pretty cold temps. And just found out from my son who came over this evening, our driveway that was totally clear, they plowed it
Mhm.
in last night. So he was able to get in and out, but he didn't tell me earlier today when I could have gotten out and taken care of it today. So
Mm.
I was like, yeah, you tell me tonight after it's dark. And we're only 5 degrees.
I know.
Yeah,
we
now those
we
not showing.
we we were 13 and sunny this afternoon, and I would have gone out in that.
Mm.
Ooh.
So, but at least we can get in and out. But it's just so frustrating. You clean something and then they plow it in.
Oh
So
my goodness.
we haven't had mail delivery since the snow came. We've been to the post office twice to pick it up.
Wow. Okay.
So, but I am attending an event tomorrow indoors for hot chocolate.
Oh, that sounds good.
Nice.
Trying to stay warm and
Mhm.
do what we can.
So
There's
we
supposed
have
to be a CETO tomorrow, and I'm curious to see who actually shows up.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah. Yeah. Hard to see though in the snow.
pick up
Yeah, they
cold.
said maybe we'll just try to pick up the parking lot, and I'm thinking, what are you going to even see in the parking lot?
Maybe take it as to help shovel out some seniors or folks that aren't able to shovel out their driveways. Do that as a
Yes,
service project instead. Food for
I
thought.
know. Since so many schools were out, a lot of the high school kids were
Mhm.
doing that.
Yeah, excellent. Good.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
But okay, so limited
Well,
events in between storms.
there you go.
Wow.
So interesting, Mr. Geocaching says the day we had a halfway to Bash event, the feel like temperature was minus 19 degrees.
Oh, brr. Yeah, that is cold. We know that one. Yeah. And Melissa, I had a similar situation here. We had that day, we had about what, 6 inches of snow a little while ago.
Yeah.
And then it started thawing. And so it's like shovel as fast as you can before it's just water and mush and heavy. Because I knew it was going to freeze again that night. And, as soon as I get everything cleared out, the snowplow comes through and they don't have catchers. And I had this mound of half melted water, ice, slush. And again, we had to clear it because we wouldn't be able to get our cars out. I'd get the SUV out, but we wouldn't be able to get the sedan out once that refroze. So that was backbreaking. That's no fun. So sorry what you're doing tomorrow.
But hey, go Seahawks.
Go Hawks.
I told the family I have friends who are fans. That's who we're rooting for.
Oh yeah, big fans. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. All right, we've got Vince next.
Yeah, of course, like a lot of other people here in the northern climates, it has been kind of on the chilly side. So mostly been just attending a lot of events. I did make it to two halfway to bash events last Thursday and Friday. The Friday one was the fun one because we went to we went glow bowling. at the Friday night one. And then, as far as the weather goes, at the start of that event, the air temperature, this was not the feels like temperature, the actual air temperature was -10. So it's a good thing we were indoors.
Yeah.
Then, of course, on my way home, just to say that I logged a geocache in frigid cold on the way home, I did happen to log a solved puzzle. And at the time I logged to solve that cache, the temperature had dropped to -13. That, but anyway, yeah, and yes, congrats to the NFC champion Seahawks. I think maybe Lisa remembers that stat that I sent her maybe a
Yes.
few weeks ago. The last 3 years that we've elected a new pope, the Seahawks have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So
And here we are again. Yeah.
here we are. Yep.
Yeah.
New pope, and the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope that we don't have to, well, I mean, I hope we don't have to get a new pope every year, but I
Yeah.
do want to see the Seahawks back
Yeah.
every year.
yeah, but just hopefully this time that they won't throw an interception on the goal line this time around.
Mute.
It's like they did in Super 8
Yeah.
48.
Yeah,
So,
Vince, it's still too soon, okay?
It is still
yeah.
too soon.
All right.
But that was against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So this is our chance to redeem that one moment. I remember that vividly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, it has been cold all over. It made me think of the two different events that we had at the cidery.
At the same place, yeah.
Yeah, at the same place. And one it was like in the 90s,
Yeah.
and the other one was below zero.
It
Yeah.
was 100-degree swing, yeah.
That was a 100-degree swing. Yeah. Within a year time.
Oh, it wasn't the same day?
No,
No,
it's the
okay.
same day. Not quite. Things do change fast around here. Oh my goodness. So I have news. I published an Earth cache. Yeah, so thank you all for all of your suggestions and help kind of teasing out what makes a really good Earth cache. And it didn't quite go exactly the way I wanted it to, but that's all right. It worked out just fine working with the geo-aware reviewer, and I made a few tweaks, and it's been found a few times already, and folks are enjoying it. It's a little over a mile walk to get out to it, and we've had some sort of decent enough weather, so folks have been able to get out to it. This guy hasn't had a chance yet, but he's already been to the location once, and so thank you all for that. And also, we got all of our geo art up. So that all published last week. It was a week ago Thursday.
Yeah, was it Thursday?
Mm-hmm. It was
Yeah,
kind
the
of
meeting, okay, yeah.
It was
Noon
kind of-
o'clock.
yeah, noon o'clock. Yeah. So it's 50, I think it turned out to be 59 Adventure Labs. I have to double check.
58.
58 Adventure Labs that spelled out Washington, and then there's a dash that goes right on the border of Washington and Idaho, and then, well, it was WA and then ID. So it was geo art for Adventure Labs, and it was a really fun community project. So many people donated their Adventure Labs. A lot of people set up their own, and others asked for help. They said, you can have this, but I don't want to, I don't have time to work on it. So another volunteer helped us getting those all set up. As you all know, you can't adopt out Adventure Labs, so we had to, they had to trust us to log into their accounts, do the work, and then log out, and then they can change their password if they wanted to. So it was really a fun project to put together, and it came together fast. I didn't expect it to launch before February, and we launched just a few weeks after we all
Yeah,
went.
it was a quick project.
It really was, yeah. And there's room for more. So we're going to do a second round and add more into it as well down the road. What? Yeah. Although I know a lot of us are out of Adventure Lab credits. I used all my 4 remaining credits, but I'm going to get a new one in March. So, and a lot of us, now that we don't have one, if they used all of theirs, they will be getting another one soon too. So
So what are we gonna do? Spell out take me home country roads? What?
No. Yeah, we can add in more. We had it spaced out so we can add in more in between all the other ones and the letters. We can make the dash as thick as we want. Yeah, yeah, there it is. Vince is showing it. That's it. Thank you, Vince, for pulling that up. Yeah. So if you are coming between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, right on I-90, it's a quick pull off. All the locations, all the labs might be in different spots, but their stages are all at one location and it's easy parking. There's a dog park right there. You can let your dog run around and spend a little bit of time doing those. And then there are two bonuses, one on each state, one just across the freeway for the Washington bonus, which I hid, and then the Idaho bonus, which our other volunteer, Blue Meanie, hid on that side. So yeah, we haven't had a chance to go out and do them yet. So we're gonna maybe work on that
And
this weekend.
we confirmed it doesn't matter which side of the freeway you're on, right?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you can actually do it. Yeah, the geofence is large enough. You can go to the parking. There's parking coordinates where my bonus is. It's a little parking area, and then there's a paved trail that actually goes into Washington. Oh, yeah. And then goes on into Idaho. And with a parking area, you can actually do the labs there too. So yeah, I think that was it. What was this about an exploding tree? Sorry, I'm reading the
It's crazy. They had exploding tree warnings all over, from Omaha to the UP to Kentucky, Pennsylvania.
okay, from the
Cold, which
So
tells me their trees aren't very tough.
apparently,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense because ice expands. And if a tree is full of water, somehow I guess it could go. Yeah. Or if it gets covered with ice, we have that problem here with we have sleet. They get too heavy and they fall over. Their branches fall off. But good grief, this weather stuff is just climate change is interesting. So we've got Tom Fuller's hand is up.
Hi.
Hey.
So I haven't been doing any geocaching, but I bought two books very recently. One is the Publish button by Marla London, who is my favorite reviewer. And I also bought Geocaching in the Age of AI. I just love it. So I've read partway through the Publish button, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm taking a trip next month, and I bought a USA Rail Pass, and I'm going to Bamarama.
Ah, okay.
Excellent.
So, yeah, I'm taking the train to Chicago, and then the city of New Orleans down to Mississippi, and renting a car from there.
Oh my gosh, what a trip.
Yep.
Okay, I have to ask, what class rail pass do you have? Is it
It's
like
a
you have?
USA Rail Pass. It's only coach.
Okay,
It's
that's
not
what I
very
was wondering.
comfortable sleeping, but I've done it before and I can do it again.
Wow. So it's train all the way to New Orleans, you said?
Macomb, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
I considered going clear to New Orleans, but it got me to Mobile after time to rent a car. So I rent a car in Macomb, Mississippi.
Okay.
Okay, so where's the plane ride then from?
I don't think there is one.
What?
No, train stops in Macomb, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
City of New Orleans. It's been about 20 years since I rode the city of New Orleans last.
Wow.
So will it be the train that comes through here?
Maybe. No,
No,
probably
that's
not.
Empire
Oh,
Builder.
No.
you're on the Empire Builder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm leaving from Winnemucca, Nevada.
Ah,
Oh,
well, yeah.
goodness.
It
Okay.
saved me a whole day versus going from Oregon.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying desperately to get a plane ride out of you, Tom, so we can do planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
No
no,
need.
No.
Yeah, I really wish that our train system here in our country was more convenient. I think it would be a lot, just a hoot to be able to, go from, one end to the other, wherever you need to be by train, like as opposed to Europe. If you look at maps of US train lines versus Europe, um, completely different animals. So yeah, it's a shame. But oh well, we all like our
yeah.
cars.
Well, my first rail pass was in 2001, about 6 weeks after 9/11,
Mm.
and it was a North America rail pass. And I got as far north as Churchill, Manitoba.
Wow.
Wow. It's like a good adventure.
I've been to Churchill twice. Second time I actually saw a polar bear in the wild.
And what?
That's worth the trip. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. We'll have a fantastic time. I haven't been to Bamarama. We've had a representative there for our cash crates previously, but it wasn't us
But it's still a
individually.
relatively new event.
It
Yeah.
is. Mhm. But it's like a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I totally skipped over you. Did you have any hashing development to share?
No, but probably do events,
Mhm.
events, and
We've been
then
to a lot of events lately.
then our work
Yeah.
on the lab art.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, Mr. Geocaching chimed in on saying I have some. I'm gonna have to ask you to elaborate because with the lag between the Zoom call and when it shows up on
YouTube.
YouTube, it's quite extensive
Mhm.
lag, and the I have some popped up right when we were talking about the the lab art, and I'm wondering if that's what you meant.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Let us know
Yeah.
if you might have some to donate for our second round. So we might go more public asking for more in that one. We didn't need to for the first round at all. It worked out perfect with all of our locals.
And I've just been doing a little planning for the our trip coming up.
Yeah, that's right.
Our surprise trip.
Yeah, to surprise Peoria, going down for spring training for the Mariners, spending a week down there in Arizona. And I did publish an event for that. I forgot to mention that. So we're doing a meet and greet on the second day, our first full day when we get there. And and I worked with, actually, it was, I think our last Mappy hour, I mentioned about this, that we would be going down, and somebody saw it on YouTube and reached out to me, a local down in the Peoria Surprise Sun City area. And she hosts events all the time. She hosts a monthly event and a couple other random ones. And so working with her, gave me all sorts of great ideas and locations and, what to know about their local reviewers and such. So we've got a great event lined up, and a lot of people are already RSVPing. And then we have a bunch of challenge caches to find when we get down there between games and hanging out with my sister and her husband.
And then I forgot I wanted to ask Tom while he was on the air with us the publish, what was it called? Publish button book?
Mhm.
Is that like a novel, or is that like a how to get your cache published?
It's logbook pages from the geocaching community volunteer reviewers.
Hmm.
It has a complete list of all the reviewers in the front and what areas they cover.
Wow.
And
And obviously they're geo names, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The reviewer name.
Yeah,
Mhm.
reviewer name.
Yeah. I've known Marla Thunder Eggs for many, many years.
Team Misguided. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I've known her a long time too. I haven't seen her in a while. I've communicated with her. Want to come on to my Cash Like a Girl podcast down the road, but I had a hiatus. I got overwhelmed with Q4 activities. Cool. Well, thanks, Tom.
Yeah, and then Mr. Geocaching clarified he has some extra labs that he'd love to donate to Geo. So
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, stay tuned then. We do have a Facebook group. Can you put the Facebook group into the chat?
if you can put it in that chat.
Sure. And you can join that and then stay abreast of our activities.
Mhm.
Hold please. Maybe while I'm doing all that research, why don't we go ahead and move into our topic
Right.
of hidden in plain sight.
So let me start off with
Okay.
the age of geocaching and AI, or geocaching in the age of AI.
Yeah.
So, as you know, I monitor YouTube for our Mappy hours, and in order to do that, I have to, be on YouTube. So I launched YouTube, and you know how YouTube is. You have videos, their algorithm shows you, and then a series of shorts and so on and so forth. And so I log in to get ready to monitor the Mappy hour, and one of the shorts is one of my woodworking guys I follow. He's in Lowe's, I believe, and he's holding up this amazing tool, and the thumbnail says it was in plain sight. So yeah, what a coincidence.
Yeah, funny how YouTube
Yeah.
does that, and Facebook.
Okay, so you got that there.
So that's the link to our public Facebook group that we've been organizing this through, and I hardly ever had even needed to use it. It was great. Everyone was just wonderful, kicking in and getting the work done.
Hmm.
So hidden in plain sight. Who's got some potential cache hiding hides coming up? You do? Uh, and and I also want to know about ones that you have found. One that always comes to mind for me was it's in the details. I think it's still there. Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
mountain goats, like, yeah. So it is outside of I think it's the Japanese gardens up at Manitou Park, which is a beautiful park built by the brothers, if I'm getting that information correct. They're really very famous landscapers and park builders. Olmsted, maybe?
Yeah.
That could be the Olmsted. Yeah, Olmsted Brothers. Okay. Um, anyway, they have a beautiful ornate fence. Well, part of it's just a wooden fence, but the entrance is ornate to the Japanese gardens, part of the Manitou Gardens. And you wouldn't even know, we're like, it's in the details. I mean, there's a group of us, probably 6 or 8 of us, when I went to go find it. And where is this? And we knew we didn't have to go into the gardens. It was
Yeah,
clear.
that was
You
clear.
could find it from outside of the gardens because they're not always open. It's very delicate gardens. And finally, we figured it out. It was just an extra piece of wood. So if you stand back and look at the fence, you can see there's one extra little chunk of wood at the top that doesn't line up with all of the other perfectly placed pieces of wood. Pull it out, and there's the cache. So it literally is in the details. You have to step back because it's right there in plain sight. But when you step back and look, you can see, oh, that's what's out of place.
Yeah, the thing was, it was made as if from the same exact wood
Yeah.
that made the fence.
Oh yeah, blended
So
right
it
in.
was just
Mhm.
until you notice that here's this pattern of, and then this doesn't look like that.
Mhm.
And then well, that's different.
Mhm.
And, for some people, that's quite obvious. For other people, it takes like 5 trips, and then you finally see it.
Yeah. I think it helped to add yellow alligator and a few other folks that were
Ah.
experienced it, noticing little details. Like,
Yeah,
she's
an absolute favorite.
a geological art. That's what I'm looking for. Archaeologist. So into the details for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody else have some favorite finds or hides that they would like to share with us? So Jim, Star Cacher.
Yeah, we got Star Cacher.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm on. Okay. Yeah, just actually this this Zoom meeting is giving me an idea of what I'm probably going to do for my February hide. You know, I know I think I mentioned before about my series I was doing, and the next one that was in the series, I'm going to have to ask permission from the homeowner, and I didn't want to do that during the holidays. Well, I still haven't done it yet, so I can't continue that series yet because that like the next logical one I need to get permission. So I've been, going through my long list of possible locations for potential hiding places, and this topic just reminded me of one of the places, and so I think what my next February hide will be is in one of the Toledo city parks. I'm gonna hide this guy right there on a pine tree.
Excellent.
So it'll be in plain sight because it's going to be just on a branch of the pine tree, and so it meets the criteria of the in plain sight, and it's a nice little hide.
Absolutely.
Some people will be. I don't know if it's too obvious to a seasoned geocacher, but a seasoned geocacher is going to find it a lot easier than a non-seasoned geocacher. That's for sure. But now I know exactly where I'm going to put it because there was when I was hiding another kind of series of caches, there was a cache hidden in I'm not sure if it was in a pine tree or what, in that park. And so I have caches on both sides, basically, of that, and there's a gap right where that pine tree was. But that cache was archived a couple years ago. So now there's this little spot there, perfect for this guy.
I love it. That's awesome. So Mike said in the chat, he was reminded of finding a plastic pear in a pine tree. And I have found an apple cache in a pine tree as well. So yeah, like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Just pine trees are versatile.
Apparently,
yes.
And they tend not to blow up around here.
Yeah.
They're a little more useful if they're just too dry, being pine trees. So thanks, Jim. That's cool. So good luck with that hide. Let us know. Oh, and don't forget, apparently there is a form to fill out. In that email, I sent a link to the blog post put out by HQ. And if you hide a cache or if you find a cache, to fill out that form. I haven't looked at what that form is, and I don't know the consequences of doing that, but take a look.
I did last year when they were doing, I don't remember what when I hid my frog with a bison tube in it, it qualified for one of the things they were doing last year for the similar thing. So I do know the form. I'm assuming it's the same form, but I just don't think that this is going to be special enough to be featured in their blog. But whatever, who knows?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Can't wait. We've got Melissa next.
Okay, so I have been to a pine tree where it took me 3 trips to find it because the cache was put in an actual pine cone. They had drilled a hole in it and put, like a bison tube in it, and it was on the tree, and it was a real pine cone in a real pine tree. That was hard.
Plain sight.
And yeah, in plain sight, and whatever the clue was, that didn't give you enough information to do that. Another one, when we were newer to urban, not forest hunting, was the bolt on a guardrail. Yeah, we had to do that one a few times. And another one, um, it was at an ice cream shop, and I think that took us 4 trips, but it was, um, you know how sometimes you have like keypad locks to get into?
Oh yeah.
So at their back door, they had a keypad lock. That keypad lock was the geocache.
Oh my
Ooh.
goodness.
And the only reason we did finally get it is on the 4th trip, the ice cream shop was open, and we went in and said, we have been here 4 times. Do you, and you know, because of course it was placed with the owner's permission. And they're like, well, what have you done? And we told them, and she's like, it's literally on the back door. And we were like, the lock? And she's like, yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness.
But that's just like, even though you know an owner's given permission, that's not something you're going to play with,
Right.
you know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you know, somebody in the store says, yeah, go play with it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's interesting. That definitely in plain sight, but yeah, something you might.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So yes, we've come across to quite a few that were very well, and like, well, even like those little nano bolts on a stop sign or something.
Mhm.
You know, I know what I'm looking for, and I can still have trouble finding it.
I remember finding my first bolt. This was a long time ago, and it was definitely handmade, and it was big. I mean, it was, you know, the nut part of it was big, and it was just this honking thing. I must have gone back 3 times, and then, oh my goodness, to finally find it. That and my first utility plate. That was
Mike is showing one. Oh yeah, we had a whole series that were the utility plates.
Mhm.
Now, once you got one, then you know, and nothing about the series indicated utility plates. That it was a series about Pittsburgh Steeler quarterbacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
that's
that
my
had nothing to
utility
do with the
player.
utility plate.
Yeah.
But
No.
once you knew it was, you found one, then it was like, oh, this is probably what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you find it, then you know. But that first one, yeah, you remember.
Well, the is roughly 50 utility plate finds later.
Mhm.
There was one on near our river here, and the hide was actually a utility plate, but it was under a low step that you couldn't get your head down to
Oh, yeah.
look. You had to
Mhm.
feel for it. And
That one by the river.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and if you didn't know what a utility plate felt like,
Yeah. Because you're like falling in the river to try to look for it.
yeah, depending on the time of the year, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that one. That
Yeah.
was over where my mom
Mhm.
lived for a while. Yeah. Jim, you've got your hand up. Love to hear some of your stories.
Well, first off, the it's in the details. You know, that was like what, 2006 maybe?
Yeah, it was very old.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't think the people had hidden very many caches at the time.
Mm-mm.
And it took me, I think, 2 trips before I spotted it, and a hint. Even though I kind of knew what to look for, it was still it, and that inspired me forever. And I love hiding plain sight caches. And while they're super common now, the the utility plate, the first one I found was in Yakima, and I hadn't seen any of them, and it was perfectly done. It just blended in, and and it was hilarious because there were lots of DNFs by experienced cachers that couldn't find it. And I've tried, like anything, if you overdo it, it suddenly becomes lame. But I've hidden a few of these where it worked. I try not to overdo it. And as fake bolts, I have a cache that's It's a multi, and the first stage is a slap bracelet that has duct tape duct tape over it that blends with the posts, the galvanized posts that it's on, and that gives the coordinates to the final. And it's on a pedestrian overpass, and it's a fake bolt that I made.
Oh, wow. Uh-huh.
Exactly matches the ones that hold the railing down. And my most recent one that I'm kind of proud of, and I should have a picture in place, but you've all seen these little information signs that are made out of pressure treated wood, and they have a little roof over them.
Uh-huh.
And I built this thing that fits over the top rail on the sign, and it looks like it belongs there, but underneath it's got a magnet and a little container with the geocaching logo on it.
Oh, I love it. Well done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, hide in plain sight. I love them. I'm always looking for reasons.
I think I remember it wasn't, I don't believe it was that slap bracelet, but there was another one up in the Dwight Merkel area.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like leaning up against the fence it's on, tweaking this little flappy thing, which is sort of fun, but where's this cache at?
You had your hands right
Well,
on it.
all those at Dwight Merkel are essentially hide in plain sight caches.
Yeah.
And they're all and I tried to do something different at each one.
Mhm.
And I'm noted for not being a guy that likes micros, but I swear I get more favorite points on those micros that up there than regular caches in the woods.
Yeah, it's the cleverness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
often is what brings on the favorite points. Yeah.
And let's you're gonna start with.
I was just thinking of one that I found a long time ago. I think it was long ago, Cache Machine. I don't remember. It was when I did with you, Jim, as well. It was a wooden stake, like a survey marker. Wasn't very long, just shoved in the ground, and it was in a construction area. And I had a piece of orange flagging tape around it. And you pull down the tape, and inside there was a nano. Okay. It blended in completely because it was kind of a construction area, and it looked like somebody just stuck here's where the next driveway is going to go.
Mhm.
That was, yeah, kind of silly. We're like, I don't think it's going to last too long being a construction area, but it was still fun to find for sure.
Well, so when I did some research on this, when I learned what the
Top
theme is going to be, way back when.
Oh, the
And
Mhm.
I was surprised at the number of airports that are around Spokane. There's probably 5 of them, not counting the ones that we know of. And what are these little airports? I'm just looking on Google Maps,
Mhm.
and then you get the satellite view, and it's just like some guy has a really long backyard that they land planes on, and it becomes an airport. And
Yeah.
and the whole reason I'm looking, and I would hope this would fit the theme, but there's those airports, and then there's a RC place that for flying remote control airplanes that I want to go, just hang a bison in a tree there.
Mhm.
But it's at a plane site. You just switch up the spelling.
Oh, plane.
Yeah. And so I want to do that and see if that will qualify for this hiding theme.
Especially if it's hidden in plain sight. I mean,
It's
the original spelling. Love it.
But yeah, it was super interesting. Even if nothing ever becomes of this, there's a boatload of tiny little airports everywhere.
Yeah, there really are.
Yeah.
It was surprising when you were showing me all these locations, and when we switched to satellite view, it's like, oh, that's like just a grass short backyard, but you can land planes there, small ones. All right, we've got a couple more hands have come up. So we've got Jim and then Tom.
Yep. I was looking around because right next to me down over this way was one of my cases with all my different uh, bisons and etc. And I was just looking at it, and one of the things I keep an eye out for is you know caches that people are selling for that I could potentially hide. So I went through that box and I found a couple more that I thought might be interesting for people to see. There, one is, how the signposts that are, I don't know, like an angle iron thing where usually you put the sign attached, you stick up a banana or something up between where the sign is, and well, anyways, there's a cache hide that was 3D printed that I don't know if you can see the angle here. It basically is a reflector that you can stick in there, and it has magnets on the two sides, and of course the back opens up. But I bought the red one and I bought a yellow one, so depending upon where I can put it, I might be able to stick that someplace. And there's the newer type of signposts that are just a square that has the holes all the way up. That it's hard to find anything. Well, I found a person who was making 3D printed ones that are basically there's a little I almost like DNA tube or whatever. I don't know what you call those. Like you can see it's a little square, but those that'll fit into those. And it has magnets to help hold it on. And again, it's a reflector. And I got yellow and red versions of the same thing. And so yeah, you can unscrew this and get the log out. But I haven't deployed any of these yet, but I keep an eye out for things like that so I can buy them, and when I find the right place, I'm gonna deploy it. But I thought I'd share, two different types of signposts, potential caches for those besides the nano up behind the sign. So
okay, so where did you find those?
This one was actually on, I think it's Etsy. I found this on Etsy, and this was actually a local cache from Ohio that was 3D prints things, and he brings them to various events and sells them for I think like $3 or something like that a piece, So, but yeah, so I'm assuming that that they're probably out on whatever the 3D printing websites. I'm not sure, but like I said, I just keep an eye out for things on Etsy and Amazon and of course events where people are selling their own made ones. But I mean these are really nice ones that I thought I have potential places to put them. I just haven't found the right place yet. This kind of reminds me. This is kind of like I also have the one that you often do. That I've shown it before is the
reflectors.
Yeah. So it's also in my little containers. So this there in case I need them. But these are really good ones for this whatever theme.
Absolutely. Yeah, a whole different application of how to do them. So
yeah, I think the 3D printing you touched on that's that is going to be a real asset for this type of container, this type of hide. Your reflectors reminded me of like very close to us. A new roundabout was put in and then so some new stop signs and at the time there was a new cacher who was into 3D printing. And they printed a pretty elaborate device that fit on this square tube, Jim, that you're talking about with all the holes. But it looked like it was a connector that held two of these poles together, and like they didn't have enough pole to put it one, so they connected two of them together. and it had a little reflector in it. So like wrapped around all four sides and had this, and but you could take it off and that was the geocache. The only problem is that particular stop sign is pretty busy. So
Very busy.
very busy. And so it's not there anymore, but
Basically an on-ramp to the freeway.
and but it was super cool,
Yeah.
super cool because it looked exactly like it belonged there.
Mhm.
And just the number of people that rode their bicycle past it, drove past it, walked past it, and didn't have nobody stop and say, "Well, that's sort of weird," and keep going. That's part of the deal.
Yeah, it just blends right in.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, well, cool. Thanks for sharing those. We'll have to look them up.
Yeah, I took up Tom's time, so we gotta give
Yeah.
Tom some.
Yeah, Tom and then Melissa. We can't hear you, Tom. Still can't hear you. Says you're not muted, but okay, Tom, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Well, now you're muted. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened before, but now you're muted.
Yeah. We're gonna move on to Melissa and then we'll come back to Tom.
It's because I took all of his airspace.
It could be, yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Okay, so since Jim's shared, I had seen this container in Texas, took a whole bunch of pictures of it, and my son 3D prints. So I had him do. Now, the one I saw in Texas was printed in black, but I had this multicolored filament I gave him. And it is just shocking to me because I gave one away and a friend hid it. I got right there and could not see it. And I knew exactly what I was looking for. So, I mean, the variations in colors really blend in. So it was definitely hidden in plain sight.
Love it.
But I had a rough time finding it. So I think I'm down to my last one or two, so I'm probably going to have them print me some more. But I know I've gifted them to some people. Lisa was one, and it's just shocking to me, you know. Instead of the black, going with this multicolored filament, how well it blends in. You know, with like foliage and whatever.
Sure.
So. Hers was actually on a fence with foliage near it. And I couldn't see the forest for the trees. So, and that's the thing. I mean, they just have so many, this has the little geocache thing on the bottom. So,
nice. Yeah, so
but, I took pictures and he did some work and found it. He created it for me. It's so nice because, it twists apart and it's reasonable size. You can put little things besides just a log in it. So, yeah, there are really some cool things out there. So like what Starcacher was showing, cool things to be found.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I still have that. I need to hide it. Now that I'm starting to get back into actually doing some caching stuff. Cool,
well, I still have 2 of my Paw Patrol that are out in the wild, but I haven't gotten them published yet because I wanted to check on them again, and we keep having snow issues.
Yeah.
So maybe soon. Well, not for a few weeks, but maybe soon.
Just remember, it will melt.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not expected to be above freezing for 2 weeks.
Oh, eventually it will melt.
Yeah, eventually. I think Phil is definitely saying 6 more weeks of winter this year.
Feels like it. Darn it. Yeah, up to 20.
Phil.
Yeah, isn't he from your state?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where my grandmother was born and
Oh,
grew
really?
up.
Oh my
So
gosh.
one of my uncles was actually on the committee.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Small world.
Well,
We
I
can't
understand the
beat
rest of the country, but around here we haven't actually had winter yet.
Not
know.
really, just a day or two. Yeah, Jim, do you remember that year that we had, I think it was 2007? Was it 12 feet in like a week?
2008.
2008?
Okay.
Yep.
Back then I would have loved it because I was skiing all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you couldn't get up to the
Well,
mountain. Yeah.
it
The
was
winter I
our
remember was 1968.
Yeah.
We moved away for a year. My dad was on sabbatical that year. So we missed all that.
this was our biggest snowfall in over 16 years.
I bet.
Oh, wow.
So so the last time we had snow like this, I lived in Texas.
Ah. And so you missed it too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, this has been really fun hearing about, well, the weather for one thing. I don't know, I'm kind of a weather geek, but also all of the different cache hides that people have found and some things that they're thinking about hiding. And hopefully, we've, inspired some folks to think literally outside the box, in plain sight. Also, we haven't had pet check yet, so before we move away, I'll see if I can wake up Hilo. Mr. Sleepy Man.
Uh-oh. There's Zoe. We got a Zoe call. So I keep telling Lisa that she is a weather nut. And so she's always checking her phone. What's the weather? Dresses for the weather. And I got to remind her, you can't check the weather with your phone. The phone is only good for one thing and one thing only, and that's taking pictures.
Yeah. Well, I haven't get the weather on my watch now, but
Oh, well, that's a different story.
JD, it's the phone is also good for making phone calls.
Oh no, I never use it for that. I hate it.
no, texting only.
And I hate texting too. If I can't respond to a text with an emoji or a one word, then I'm not happy. So getting back to hide in plain sight, it's quite a few years ago now. There was this cache that was on some equipment. It might have been like it was on the side of a building with permission, like one of the natural gas in things. But anyway, it was a fake sprinkler head.
Yep.
Except it had a magnet on the end and it was painted to match. And it just looked like part of the equipment. And so I did one, but now I'm looking for a place to put it. Like there's a railroad museum over in Hilliard that it would probably fit perfectly, but it's blocked. There are all other caches there. But anyway, that's just an idea. If you have a piece of equipment with all sorts of odd stuff on it, you could paint this to match and stick it on there and it would be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm your buddy, I'll check out what needs to be muggled and we'll get it.
We'll figure something out eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
That reminds me, one of the most hidden in plain sight ones I found was in Minnesota. When I went over for work, it was just within walking distance from the hotel, and uh, it was this elaborate rock work sign that for the mall there that could be seen from the freeway down below, and it had all this massive electrical boxes, the outside electrical boxes and works. And so the first two trips, I am focusing on the rock work, seeing which rock is fake or which piece of grout was fake. And because it was properly rated, uh, people were properly DNFing it, reviewers are properly not making a scene about it. And and finally, in the classic, it was in the last spot I looked because I quit looking after I found it. It was a fake piece of conduit running between two of these boxes that looked absolutely like it needed to be there. And I think the only reason I found it is just I was just touching stuff and it moved.
Yeah.
And it is just, unbelievable. It was a very well done.
Yeah, it's been probably over 10 years or 12 years, but I used to sell kits. They were fake cables. It was about anywhere from a foot to 18 inches of cable and then some hookups and magnet.
Yeah.
And you just, sit in there and part of inside of it, there was a connector that unscrewed and that's where the log went. God, I hadn't thought about those in forever.
That worked great till I took a whole apartment complex's cable system out of it.
That's kind of the challenge with some of those, you don't want to, is it real or is it Cacherex, Memorex? Is it something that you really shouldn't be touching?
And then it reminded me, one of my favorites was is hidden in plain sight to the rest of the world, but you know it exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was up in Winthrop or Twisp, I can't remember. But it was a nano on a wall, and
This is the big nano.
yeah, it was a giant nano stuck on the wall. So well, that's a nano shaped thing.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world just didn't know what that was.
Yeah, it just looked like some extra thing attached to
Yeah.
the wall. Yeah.
It was perfect.
About this big, I think. Yeah, about that big around. That was hilarious. Well, this has been fun, reminiscing of some of our old fun finds and hearing about other people's. So tonight's episode is sponsored by our Cashkins. Yeah, we do have two new Cashkins that we have added to our collection. We have the axolotl, who is just adorable. Yeah, some of you have already received this in your cash crates or if you're part of the Cashkins Club. And it's not one of the legendary. This is an actual creature that lives on this earth in a lake in Mexico. They're pretty cool. And then we have the owl also, which is wise and seemed like a good winter. I always think of owls in winter for some reason. It's not a snowy owl, but it's an owl.
Yeah, and as we all know, owls are mythical creatures that don't exist.
Yeah, and wise, very quiet, stealthy, So these are our two newest Cashkins that are now available to the public. They always go out first to our Cashkins Club and our Cash Crate members, and then we wait a little while and then get them out available to the public. And I've got a special going on right now. So if you buy any 5 of our Cashkins, could be a variety of 5, you can get 5 owls. I'm not sure what a whole clutch of owls is called or a grouping, or one each of all the different ones. For every 5 Cashkins, you automatically will get a free mystery Cashkins, and that will show up in your cart. And we always take a look at the order and see what did they get, what would be a good complement to what they got, and add that to the order. I just shipped out a whole bunch of those. You may have got the email yesterday that I sent out about that. So I filled a bunch of orders yesterday with those special extra Cashkins. So take a look. We're going to leave that running through the weekend, probably a little bit into next week, depending on how quickly we sell all of our Cashkins. And we're getting restocked as well on some that we have been out of stock for some time. So finally kind of got a breakthrough on how to get things back in from our Chinese friends at the factory there.
So can I tell my axolotl story real quick?
Mhm.
So 3 weeks ago or so, when we had our first meeting for the lab art at a local library at a room, part of the deal was we had door prizes and yeah, a nice handful of axolotls to give away,
We
and
did. Mhm.
and I was in charge of doing the giveaway stuff, the raffle drawing, and like anywhere else, in order to be successful at doing raffle drawings, you need to get a cute young child to be your helper, right?
Mhm.
And we happen to have one, Amelia, and I don't believe she's in first grade yet. If she's definitely not in second grade. But
I'm sure.
so now it's time to give away stuff, and I said, okay, Amelia, what are we giving away? So she reaches in, she picks this up and hands it to me. I don't know what the heck it is. And so I look at her and says, what the heck is this? And she goes, that's an axolotl. Okay.
Yeah, well, she is her mother's child.
Oh yeah.
Definitely brilliant.
That's my story.
Yeah. I didn't even know what an
Kids know
axolotl.
kids know what they are.
Apparently so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My grandsons would have been spot on with it too.
An axolotl. Yeah. I didn't know. Literally, if you watch the live that I did yesterday, I tell the story. I had a couple of designs that I sent to, or concepts that I sent to our designer and asked for designs. And I said, and then what's something that you've always wanted to do and you haven't done lately? Surprise me. Axolotl. Like, what the heck is that? So I, learned about them. And yeah, I guess, when you turn 60, you just don't know some of these things anymore.
Well,
Awesome.
JNLA has a story. Wow.
Let me put a quick link in here. This is where you can see all of our cashkins at the website. They're all listed there. A few are already sold out, but pick your favorite 5 or 10, and then you get 2 mystery. For every 5, you get an additional mystery cashkins. But anyway, Jane LA has a story.
Yeah. Well, read it.
Yeah.
You just
She did, yes.
yeah.
I think I gave it a thumbs up. She says, where did it go?
You passed it.
Did I go too far?
Says that those little axolotls were bred in our basement by the previous owner of our house. Guess she was one of the top breeders in the country at some point. Maybe the only breeder? I like how they look like they're smiling all the time.
They do. Yeah. They're pretty happy little creatures, looks like. Looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you can have them as pets. That's amazing.
I still don't know what they are.
They're they look like that.
I know what they look like, but
Okay, we'll find a documentary and learn all about it.
okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight for Mappy Hour. I'm afraid drinks are now full price. So sorry guys. Yeah. But it's been fun for sure. So yeah. We will be back in 2 weeks. Yes, we will be back in 2
Should
weeks.
be.
Yeah. And stay tuned for we've got some openings coming up with some of our subscriptions. So if you're not a member of any of those, you might be getting a little information if you're on our email list. Don't unsubscribe, just ignore them if you're not interested, because if you unsubscribe, you won't get the messages to come to the Mappy Hour as well. So it's all the same list. But anyway, I think that's all that I have. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So take care, everyone. Sorry about all the awful weather y'all are having, but it's a good time to solve puzzles and work on your hidden in plain sight caches that you can get out once the weather gets better for you all.
I guess I could hide something near a woodworker shop because they have planes.
They do have planes.
Yeah.
Be hidden in plain sight.
Star catchers to the cog. I'm logging off now.
Lori's like, no, save me. Oh, goodness. Well, oh gosh, Janet, I'm sorry you were sick last time. That's no fun. Yeah.
See you soon. There we go. Okay.
No, I'm enjoying the puns.
Good.
No, you're talking about puzzles, staying in and doing puzzles. I was working on, whoops, where'd it go? I was working on one while you guys were doing, it won't come up. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a crossword search, but now I'm stumped. Got all the words, but now I can't figure out how to figure out the chords.
Uh-oh. There you go.
2-word.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm seeing the lady tomorrow.
The CO? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm going to see the CO tomorrow, so.
Yeah, getting a hint.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, everyone have a great couple of weeks. Have some fun. Stay safe, and we'll see you same cash time, same cash channel.
See you in plain sight.
Yeah, in plain sight. Yeah.